What up, bro? How you feel?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I got through the week.
Okay, okay.
You know, How about yourself, man? What's going on with
Man, look, this, batting the hatches down, you know what I mean? For North Carolina, we're going to get about maybe 2, 3 inches, but we got that ice and snow mixed up in it. So
you? Mhm.
that's an
Yeah.
adventure in itself. You got to pay the price for mild weather, bro, because you get the other extreme. You know what I'm saying?
But as it is in Virginia, man. I mean, shoot, we ain't really been taking no snow stomping in a
Oh,
while.
don't do that, man.
I don't
Don't
care
do
nothing about
that.
that. Man. Look here, when the snow hit,
Listen, man. No, hold on. You from Michigan. I know you care about that.
I'm not here. When the snow hit
Man,
me, I
look,
don't even.
the way we grew up, we never spoke ill about no tornado weather, no winter mix, no blizzards, because they say them blizzards will show up and say, "Hey, everybody,
Here it is.
hey, you were just talking about me."
But see, that was back when. Hey, what's going on, bro?
Damon, what's up?
That
What's
that was
going
back.
on, fellas?
All
Nothing
right,
much,
all
man.
right.
That was back when I had to leave the house or something. No shit, it's if it's snow 4 inches, I don't shit. I ain't going nowhere.
You say you got the option. See, you
Yeah,
remember how they used to send us to school in the middle of blizzard?
yeah.
Mm-mm.
And I
They used
and
to
it'd
say,
be snowing. It'd be snowing so rough, man. Visibility is goddamn not even it ain't no visibility. And y'all rushing me out to the goddamn bus stop for real?
Yeah, look. The buses are not running. You know,
Yeah. Now, how many days can you tell the truth? How many days, like on them heavy snow ass days, did you just have to go out there and see?
as a kid,
Yeah.
uh, for some reason, we always got the big bulk of it at night.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then that half a day, because we got the greatest. I don't know about Minnesota, but Wisconsin and all them guys, but we got the greatest snow dispersal in the world. You
Hell yeah.
hear me?
Hell yeah.
So the next day we going back to school.
Now I'm talking about when you wake up in the morning and it's still snowing to the point where you can't see.
Oh my
And you got a pretty good feeling. It ain't no school today, but you still got to go out that
God.
bus stop and see.
You gotta go stand out there and
Like
see if it comes.
I'm like,
That was
yeah, yeah.
that
Ain't
was the
y'all good?
main determinant, wasn't it?
Yeah. And all three of y'all been up since 4 o'clock in the morning. Y'all ain't nobody watch the news.
Hey, what Pop say? Listen here, you understand? You can miss that bus if you want to. Your ass gonna
Yeah.
be walking. You
I don't
understand?
know how you gonna get to school, but you going.
Look,
Like, man,
if I gotta go to work, you going to school.
Yeah. There's been times when they had that Thunderbird. There's
Uh-huh.
been times I was walking, pop past me in the motherfucker. When I'm walking to school, I'd be like,
Look,
wow,
no,
I hate
that
my
couldn't
motherfucking life.
look. Let me tell you. I'm gonna tell you that
Yeah.
couldn't be me. Now. You want to talk about holding a grudge? Oh, I
oh
would have held
man,
a grudge. Like, hey man, I don't know what your angle is. Well, you don't like me?
yeah, yeah.
Here's the thing. I didn't know it was him until I got home and asked it. Pop, did you pass? Yeah, I passed.
Yeah, I seen you.
You were close, son. What I'm
Yeah.
stopping for?
Yeah, all that shit
Oh,
is
okay.
it be cold and rainy in the city. Just pass you.
Well, you know what it is though. And this is not an indictment on the children of the day, but really and truly, when it comes to being outdoors, we was built different, man. We
Mm-hmm.
was built different. You know what I mean? We was on them corners. We was walking back in school. If we missed the bus, we had to walk. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like that's why you got up on time to be on that bus stop because you knew you had to walk because there wasn't no car at the crib because they at work.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And then if John working night shift, hey, don't go in there and try to wake him up. He'll wake up with them big old bloodshot eyes. Say, "Is the house on fire?" Say, "No." Then why are you here right now? You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying?
Listen here, you understand? Unless this motherfucker burn it down.
Burn him down, goddamn it, yeah. And then you couldn't play slick because grandma was there.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
she want to know. Shit, 15 like 10 minutes after she know you supposed to be gone.
Mhm.
She want to know. She want to know why you ain't.
Hey, Keith, you want to know how we was built different? Because we changed schools every 6 motherfucking months.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, man, get your ass to school and get yourself checked in. You know what I'm saying?
No,
Dude,
Ja'Quari, we had the paperwork. Mama and John knew they was gonna be at work or just getting off of work. They would give us a packet. I know I walked to school. I walked to middle school. When we moved from Detroit and Rossonville, I walked to school with the packet and just walked in there. Like, hey, listen, I'm new and I want to enroll here.
It looked like a nice school.
Where your parents at? They at work.
Yeah, when I enrolled at East Middle School, I had a motherfucker old fat Chinese motherfucker. Hey, oh, you know Joe? Joe Mama.
Oh, you
I
talking
said,
about
man, if you wasn't 5 ping, you wasn't 5 fingers of death, motherfucker, I'll spit on your ass.
Look, Ping was the martial artist, and he was an agent. He was a sports agent, all of that. That was a multitasker right there.
I went to school for a while.
You sure did. I remember that. That's when that was around after I graduated. You was going over there, right?
Yeah, and I believe
graduated from college. Yeah.
I believe at the time he was principal at East.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
He was a principal.
Yeah, motherfucker. I remember I got in a fight with these 3 cousins and shit when we got off the bus. The very few times I ride the fucking bus, mother would have fucked with me and shit. So I get off the bus and they waiting for me, and I get off and I dust their ass off. And Pink ran over there and broke the shit up. He said, "What are you doing? You know what you're doing?" I said, "My daddy taught me." And that's how the fuck we got cool, man.
Yeah. I think that's the funny thing about it is many times I'm gonna tell you 2 things dealing with John. I could be in front of people, whether it's shining brightly or being embarrassed, and still get the job done. Because you remember he used to have us out in the front and backyard practicing the karate and stuff like that, the judo and kicking and blocking and all that. Our friends in the neighborhood looking at us.
Mm-hmm.
They want to tease us, but they would have loved to have been over there. You know what I'm saying? Because that was the 70s, man. So karate flicks was, you know what I'm saying? And John doing splits and kicking and you know what I mean? Like
I say, Pop, I could block your kick. I'm looking at fucking comic book and shit. Right? A motherfucker blocking a kick like this and shit with the stars and all that shit. Pow! Pop, I could block your kick. Son, don't never challenge no man unless you know.
Yeah, I know that.
Whatever.
I remember that. I remember that.
That motherfucker kicked me upside the head. And I'm down there like, I'm your motherfucker. We say, son, don't challenge nobody if you can't back it up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Then next time, anytime he asked me to come out, I was like,
That's what I got.
But I
in
saw
my
my
head.
brother out. I saw on numerous occasions. We had us up in that goddamn room and shit, sweating like a motherfucker. And
no.
I punked out. And he was like, "Get your silly ass out the room." I walked in the room like this here. He looked at me
No,
like, dirty
he looked back at me. And John back is, look.
I'm about to come out and come back in, man. My shit keep going out, man. These fucking Yahoo.
Yeah,
shit.
you come back out, come back in, then we gonna start the episodes on. You know, we're in the middle of a ice storm.
Yeah, so please excuse any technical difficulties that may occur.
You hear me, Jaquari?
Yeah, you choppy though, man. It wasn't just Damon. I mean, all of our we're affected. Me and you probably because the snow is like traveling through the region right now. So
yeah.
I can hear y'all loud and clear now.
Yeah, but we're gonna go ahead and start this thing, man. We're sitting on the other side. Jaquari, I'll tell you what today's topics is once we get through.
Oh, they a doozy too, bro.
Welcome everybody to this episode of Strong Perspective Podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Keith Armstrong, along with
Uncle Spoke,
Fluke Dog.
We welcome you today, and really and truly, if we're going in and out, you know what I mean? I'm in the mid tier when it comes to bandwidth and digital market, you know what I'm saying? So when the wind blow too hard, I'm going to come in and out. So expect that, but we good so far. You know, let me do a little bit of house cleaning. I keep saying house cleaning. That makes no sense. Housekeeping. That's when you're picking up after things. A little bit of housekeeping. This is Strong Perspective Podcast. YouTube. This is YouTube. Our YouTube channel is by the same name. Do us a favor. Go like, share, and subscribe. The more that you like and share with other people, it's going to drive us into the algorithm. Into the algorithm that other people can see us. Now, I say that because I see other podcasters say it. I pretty much researched it, and it's kind of true, but you can't believe everything that you see on the internet.
You
know what I'm saying?
What's going on around here? Why we ain't famous yet?
Yeah, why ain't we famous? Damon, how was your day today, brother?
It was good, man. You know, I feel blessed. Glad that I was able to stand on my own 2 feet.
Okay.
Once the feeling came back in.
Oh, so just to let everybody know that's watching, your feet was numb at one time.
Man, I'm so tired of this shit, man. make sure ain't a nickel down there so I don't twist my ankle and shit.
Man.
Look, when you play hard, man, it always come back to you, don't it?
Bro, hey, Cass be talking about, man, where you walking been up? Because I played hard. That's why.
I had a good life.
But you don't know nothing about that.
Yeah.
Nothing.
I just spent years sacrificing my body for the greater good.
Yeah.
What about you?
Yeah.
No? Okay, yeah.
Jaquari, how was your day today, brother?
My day was good, man. It was good. Had to take a day off of work today, man, because yesterday, I think what was it? A couple of days ago, we got a really heavy snow in my area, right? You know, I cleaned my truck off. You know, my wife, you know, she wasn't going anywhere, so I didn't clean her car off, right? So she had some plans for traveling Thursday. So I said that, you know, before I go to work, let me get out here and clean it off and be a good husband. So, you know, I clean it off, clean the snow off, but I see underneath, man, on the windshield, it's about 2 inches of ice. And I'm like, well, no, I ain't fooling with that. So I'm on the driver's side, and as I make my way around to the passenger side, man, next thing I know, you know, I'm looking up at the sky. I done slipped on some black ice, man, and it took me by surprise, man. You know, I thought somebody had shot me, man. It was, you know what I mean? It was that sudden. I was like, God damn, I was scared. I was terrified.
Yeah.
I didn't know what the fuck was going on.
Yeah.
And then when I went to get up, man, you know, I kept slipping and falling and shit, man. I was like, God damn. You know, this is bad, man. I got to get back in the gym.
Man, there ain't no amount of weight.
So did you
no
sound like a robot on Lost in Space?
Man, I felt helpless, man.
Yeah, but look, it is no amount of weights, no amount of cardio that's gonna help you to beat ice.
I understand that, man. I understand that, man. But you know,
you talk about your recovery time.
Yeah. Because when I fell, man, I heard the little girl scream. She said, "Ah!" And then when I got up and looked around and I seen there wasn't no little girl out there, I said, God damn, Scott, that was you.
That was you.
Yeah, you old punk ass motherfucker. That was you. Just, you know what I'm saying? You just slipped and fell. I felt helpless in the motherfucker, man. But outside of that, man, you know, everything been cool.
Look here, as long as you ain't see your feet parallel to your eyes or you stood up under the truck, you was all right.
It happened. It happened too quick. I'm quite sure that happened.
Listen, as long as you didn't have no hurdle stretch, you remember the hurdle stretch, right?
Yeah. What was going on, Mark?
Yeah, I remember.
That happened to me coming off a school bus once, man.
Shout out to Janine, because Janine fell and slid slowly down the hill because both our driveways are on the slant. And look, one time I fell, I was sliding down here. I put my chin on my hand, like I might as well just ride this out.
Just go for the ride. Hey, did you slide all the way down where the water's running because it's melted down there? Your whole ass, what you thinking?
Look, and I'm gonna tell you, here's the funny thing. We was coming from it was wintertime, we was coming from Philadelphia, right? Marcus' comment got me thinking about this. We was coming from Philadelphia, so we don't get a lot of snow, but we get a lot of snow mix. So when it drops down, it's nothing but ice and snow, right? So our car is loaded down because it was a holiday, so it's loaded down with Christmas presents and luggage and all that, right? So it's a crazy thing. We unload. It took us a minute to get up the hill, first of all. And then when it finally stopped and settled in, I unpacked everything. I'm sitting there sweating because it's still frigid. I'm sitting in my big chair. Man, that was work. Marcus, next door neighbor, my dog, calls me up. No, he texts me. He said, "Hey, man, did you know your car was in the middle of the street?" Listen, wasn't stacked on the ice and in the middle of the street.
God damn.
That was crazy. And you know how you said when you felt your car, you felt like somebody shot you?
Yeah.
I'm thinking they hijacking me. They in my car. You know what I'm saying? Looking for little figures in there that hot wired the car or something. That was crazy. But look, we getting a little something. I don't think it's gonna, because recently since we've been down there, they learn how to deal with it a little better when we get stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because let me tell you, it was time that when I was working, we had the since '95. We've been living since '95. We had one big major snowstorm. It was only 10 inches. You know what I mean? At the crib and Buffalo, Marcus, right? That ain't nothing. You give a half a day, them streets is cleared, right? Man, they had us in Hummers. I was at work. I couldn't get my car out of here, right, out of the neighborhood. So they came and picked me up in a Hummer, and we was patrolling in a Hummer for a week, because we worked 4 days on, 4 days off, all 4 days patrolling in the Hummer. It was crazy, you know.
Now,
But like I said, they got better.
I got to give it up to Buffalo.
Oh man.
To get Buffalo, whether we got to go all the way back to what was it, '78 when they when they had the National Guards out.
Yeah. Stone Age, shit, to keep it funky. Because I'm gonna tell you, when I was a little kid, little boy, and Buffalo had got a gigantic storm, when those snow drifts, where people actually had to dig tunnels to get out of their house, and I was like, I don't know if I could live there. Oh, Marcus said it was in '77. I don't know if I could live in that situation, man. That's crazy.
Look here, my house would have been on the market.
Yeah, man. Yeah. But hey,
and then see, we old now. Then we can go out there and shovel. Parents make you go out there and shovel snow. And now we got to worry about heart attacks and shit.
Look, you gotta stop and get a breath every like 10 shovel. You know what I mean?
Growing up, man, my shovel rhythm, it used to be,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? And I get like 6, 7 feet with that. But nowadays, it's just like, and I motherfuckers ask me why I smoke while I shovel. I'm like, well, shit, it's the only thing that's gonna get me through.
Yes, sir. Now, you know what? I'm gonna tell you, we did so much shoveling when we was kids. I didn't have a problem coming out here and just knocking it out. You know what I'm saying? I never did, and I don't think we had no heavy enough that it'll give me a problem. You feel what I mean? But you know how it is because in Michigan and Buffalo, you get that wet, heavy snow, that lake effect snow. Holy smokes!
And the thing about shoveling at home, man, was that I go out, man, and just like Pop wanted, or you get out there while it was still snowing and shovel the snow. It didn't make sense to me, man. But I
Did
did.
not make sense. Not in a blizzard. But go ahead.
But I did it. And then when it stopped, I would go out there and shovel the driveway up to the house.
Uh-huh.
But behind the house, it's like 15, 20 more feet of driveway. And he would insist that I shovel the whole goddamn thing. I'm like, man, you don't even park back there. What the fuck? That's number one. And then number two, man, we had one of them old I don't know what you would call it, man, but it had the rocks sticking up everywhere in the driveway.
Yeah, gravel.
So it wasn't no smooth shovel.
Yep. Our grandfather, we was there when they poured that driveway. You remember that? Because our dad went and helped them do it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but it wasn't a smooth shovel though.
I hated that driveway, bro, because just like you said, you get in a rhythm and then you hit one of them.
Yeah.
Mad about everything. But you know what? And that's the crazy thing about it is it makes you. I'm not afraid of hard work. You know what I'm saying? Just like simple stuff like that, raking leaves, simple stuff like that, man. Building your character, man. Yeah, I wish I was
Yeah.
smart enough. I wish I was smart enough because I did have the energy to go to people's houses and hey, I'll sub your driveway for $5 or something. You know what I'm saying? I never did that because once we was done with our joint, I'm sitting up there in front of our black and white TV like,
Plus, plus, man, it wasn't a good thing to step on Odell's hustle because you know that's what he was gonna do.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
You mess around and you out there humping for half an hour. You look up and everybody looking out the window and shit.
But hey, Jaquari, that's what I was when before we went into the intro. Damon was saying that the topics for today, and really and truly, what I did when I put up the notice of the episode, the heading was random thoughts. You know what I'm saying? Just thinking about things, and these are the things that I thought about throughout the day, and I just jotted it down. You know, the first thing is, and it's all social media related more than anything, because it's interesting as much as it's a gift and a curse, it's a part of our lives now. When you're surfing and YouTube, Instagram, these different places. So I saw something where it was a pastor. Let's just do this. I'm not gonna read them off to. We just gonna go one at a time. I forget where it is, where a pastor made this young lady apologize to the congregation because she was pregnant, right? In front of the congregation,
Bro, you froze, bro.
because she's pregnant. And I was like, man, I gotta ask my brother this.
Mother Nature done got on it.
Yeah.
Now he was saying that a
Like
pastor
I
made.
said,
Now,
Mother Nature. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
you were saying that he made one
And I wanted to know. Yeah, before I come out, blank out again, I want to get your opinion about it, what y'all think. You know, honestly, you can look at it on different ways about this thing, but this is your honest opinion. What do you think? And we'll start with you, Jaquari. What do you think about that? First impression.
Well, first impression, man, is for really real for generations in our in our community in particular, man. We've never questioned the way that our pastors shepherded our churches. Uh, we've given them the biblical authority to pass judgment on certain situations, you know, and some people in the past, you know, and apparently this gentleman in particular have seen fit to take advantage of that. But my question would be, is it a situation where the young lady or her and her parents came to him for counsel at some point? Did he just choose to address this situation at random one morning? I mean, did he do it with her consent?
I get it.
You know what I mean?
That's
I
why
mean,
that's why I said your first impression, because I don't know the complete details. But go ahead.
yeah. But I mean, we equate scars with lessons, man.
Yeah.
We equate scar. We really equate scars with lessons. You know what I mean? This young lady was shamed. She was shamed for something that in biblical days, in the times of the Bible, would not have been questioned. I'm not sure how old this young lady is, but you know, marriage. You know, if you could achieve it back then, you know, it happened pretty young. Especially, I mean, not condoning that or anything, but like hell, you take the frontier days, like 15, 16 years old, you was, a young lady was out bearing kids and married, having children, multiplying. That uh, that is salacious, man. That is very salacious, man. If I was there present, live to hear it, I don't know I don't know what I would have done. I really
I
don't.
said something.
I
I
I
think
would
said something.
I
I
would
think
felt I would have been compelled to.
I think the fact that not knowing the details, and to be honest with you, and I want you to weigh in on this, Damon. But to be honest with you, it don't make sense unless it's your daughter that you make somebody else's child get up in front of the congregation and apologize.
I have to question it. I mean, even if it was my daughter, man.
No, I understand that, but see, that's your child. But somebody else's child, come on, bro. Damon,
If
what
it
do you
was
think?
his, if it was his child, you still question his character, man.
Yeah, I get that. But so what is your first impression?
My first impression is if I was in the congregation listening to this, I'd like that's for private counsel, man. You're wrong for that. Because all
Mm-hmm.
you're doing is allowing people to pass judgment and giving them the green light to do so.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because the business was put out there. So anybody that's in that congregation can come up to her and question her actions and all that.
Good point.
Because he opened the door for it.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? And my question would be to him if I was there present, I would say, you mean to tell me that you ain't take the time to come up with your own sermon, man, that can reach the people? You gotta belittle and front people off to make a point. We all know that babies out of wedlock is a thing. We get that.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying? But what's your motivation for doing it
I
in
see.
front of everybody? And where are the elders at here?
I
You know
see
what I'm
what you're
saying?
saying. Yeah, yeah. Because
You know what I'm saying?
that
Are you trying to minister to this woman and counsel her, or are you trying to run her out of the building? You know
yeah,
what I'm saying?
yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Because,
And
because that,
the
yeah, good.
stigma, the stigma of the parent is often exercised on the child, man. I mean, it's especially in the church setting. How are they going to treat this child
Yeah,
if she stays? How are
yeah.
they going to treat
What's
her?
up about you?
Hey, what's going on with you? And what I think what he fails to realize, man, is I mentioned it before, man. Parents, us being parents, we're shepherds, man. We're not designers. Okay, so it's our job. It's our job to guide our children, not create their steps. We don't create their steps. They take their own steps,
That's
and
real.
we introduce adjustments to them along the way. Now, if there is a lesson to be learned in this situation, what might that lesson be for this young lady?
I'll be honest with you. Not knowing her and not knowing the full, I don't know.
I don't see anything constructive from it, man.
Me neither. But I'm going to say this. This is why I formed the question: is what was your first impression? You see what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Because when you get the details, which I think it's still won't go to, you know what I'm saying? But when you get the details, you might look at it different. People might look at it differently. But I don't know. I don't. I really
Look,
find that hard to believe. And I'm not
unless
passing judgment on that pastor. I'm not
Yeah.
doing that.
yeah,
You
but
know what I mean? But
unless she chose to accompany him in the pulpit or wherever it's appropriate for her to stand and speak on it herself,
mhm.
that's the only way I could accept it.
But see, here is my thing, man. Because it's all the attention is in the details of it, man. You said he positioned her, put her in a position where she had to stand up in front of the congregation to apologize. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Okay, then. So everything else is, you know what I'm saying? That was a situation to shame. That's what that was. at her expense. You can't. You could get off in description, man, and that's not going to soften the blow for her.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because what it's going to do is it's going to cause people in that congregation to pass judgment.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? Because it was questioned that way. You need to apologize to everybody because you got pregnant. Come on, man, really?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He needed to be confronted on the spot with that.
Yeah. Before you speak, Jaquan, let me just say this: the topic or what we're discussing right now, chat, is a pastor encouraged, made, convinced this young lady to stand before the church congregation and apologize for becoming pregnant. Okay, I'm assuming, and then this is assumption right here. I'm assuming that she was young or she had nobody. Is sort of out of wedlock for there to even be a apology, to even think that you have any credence to be in her business like that. Even if she invited you in that business, you don't invite the world into it. But go ahead and finish, Damon. My fault.
No, Jacory had something. I'm gonna follow up behind.
No, I'm sorry. That's what I meant, Jaquari.
No, I was gonna say I think it would even be beneficial to know exactly what the pastor's relationship with the parent or parents is.
Yeah.
Because I mean,
and it's still, man.
yeah.
No.
See, here's the thing. Here's the thing. When it comes to church and scriptures, all that stuff, having babies out of wedlock is what it is. You know what I'm saying? But what if it was a fiance that got her pregnant? Somebody she was planning to marry. You know what I'm saying? There's a fiance in place, but it's still out of wedlock, right?
Mm-hmm.
But that allows people to pass judgment on her.
Yeah.
Pass judgment on her, even if it's a fiance who's the one who got her pregnant. You know what I'm saying? So this man didn't think that through. You know what I'm saying? And the thing that would be the real kicker is if she confided in him.
That's real.
She confided in him, and then he in turn convinced her to, hey, you owe everybody an apology. Come on, man. That has nothing to do with church.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's a man taking advantage of somebody's low point and shaming.
And you said something about real quick. You said something about having a fiance. The only good out of that is you would have a good support system after being shamed. It's the same. It's still bad though. You know what I'm saying? Chat. If y'all got anything, please, people listening, please feel free to chime in, comment it. We're gonna comment on your post. If you put something up there, we're gonna talk about it. This is the kind of platform we have. This is what we enjoy for you guys to do. Any last words, gentlemen, as far as that topic is concerned before we move on to the next?
Trauma and discipline do not belong in the same sentence, man. They really don't. It's not the same thing.
I agree.
That's the devil talking. You wrong, Pastor. I don't know, man.
No, nobody would never call the pastor out though. Especially if he has a decent sized congregation. You know what I'm saying? Because we look at them as leading the flock. And really and truly, to me, this is my opinion about it, is pastors, ministers, priests, whatever, right? They are feeling their way through and they're giving their interpretation of what they see. But when they start saying, this is what you should do, and this and da 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 da, now it's like you make a decision whether or not you want to believe them. That's when you make the decision.
Well,
Feel what I'm saying?
I'd have been in I'd have been in the congregation talking about, you know you're wrong. You know you're wrong and out of place. Yes, you are.
You know,
Uh,
I've always wondered, man, how much of a pastor's personal life motivated his sermon. You know what I mean? Because that was this is a situation where it seems like he's got
of course.
some scars of his own he's got to deal with.
With us all
You know
though,
what I
you
mean?
know that. But
And
every our past affects everything though, you know.
mhm. And I'm not it's just speculation or it's
Hmm.
nothing heavy like that, man. But that's wow.
Yeah, people.
Sister so and so, we got a young lady in the congregation that might need your input and your support. We're gonna put y'all two together and we're gonna work this thing out. Everything gonna be all right, y'all. That's all the hell they had to say.
Can the congregation say amen?
Hey
Right. That's all they had to say.
man,
That's it.
absolute,
That's
absolute.
it.
And where is
You know
his
what
wife? Why didn't his wife pull this young lady to the side? And because being the
I mean?
mother of the church, ain't she got a job to do?
But you see that's the whole thing though. And I say that it just I people that's coming in now, I asked for Damien and Jaquari's first impression, meaning we don't know everything about this situation. I picked it up on social media and it was somebody else's interpretation because the person who was recording it was in that young lady's corner, like, yo, you did this, right? Trying to get this man to say something. You see what I'm saying? And it's always first impression, bro.
You can't even justify that, bro. Real talk.
I,
You
I,
can't even justify
mm-hmm.
because I mean, there's a whole different scenarios you can come up with. What if she found out and finding out was in a place of despair and she reached out to her past?
Yeah. Damn it. What if it was her first time?
See, we
That's
could take
it.
that to a whole. We could take that to a whole different. I mean, come
What if
on,
it
man.
what if it was her first time, man?
There's so
That's
many different directions to go to.
yeah. I mean,
You know.
I
Um.
could I couldn't imagine trying to talk my baby through this shit. I couldn't.
Oh my God.
What you say?
But see, look.
What you say,
If I
spoke?
if I had
Hey,
daughters,
pastor. Hey,
it's
pastor. I'm
it's
busting your
no
head after
way.
after
Yeah.
the service.
No. But see, that's the thing about it is, knowing you two, it wouldn't even came close to that at all. You'll be like, what you just say? Who do you think you are? You understand what I'm saying to you? It's like, and not knowing the particulars. So I'm not going to be passing an indictment, but I'm saying to you, first impression, that's some bullshit.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
all. See, Marcus saw the same video. You see what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Um. All right. So, like I said, random thought.
he would leak.
Yeah. Yeah.
She she spit it all the tea.
You
Yeah.
got
Okay,
the
that's
right.
what we're doing now.
Yeah.
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 You got the right. Yeah.
All right. Little thing. I'm mixing them up, man, because I was gonna go in order. I'm gonna mix them up a little bit. You know, I was talking to Damon about this yesterday. The way that our lives are dominated by social media, right? The way our lives are dominated by social media, the little trends, because I have a TikTok account and I look for grown folk stuff on TikTok and meaningful stuff and prayerful stuff and funny things, right? And what I realize is I'm still a reader, so I still have control of who I am. I don't live off of it, right? It's an entertainment device. So I'm gonna segue into why I said this: the ATM card, the chip, right? Everybody's familiar with the chip. You remember we used to be able to slide it, you know what I mean, and all of that, right? So this happened to me I can't make this up. 3 weekends in a row. Fast food line, right? Each time a little young lady, because the teenagers work in those places. They have graduated to tapping it, right? Well, my bank is not in that realm yet, so I still got the chip, but it's it's a regular way of doing it. So 3 weekends in a row now, the young lady takes my card and taps it, right? Then taps it again, right? Then I'll finally look at her because I see what she's doing, and I say to her, "No, you got to stick it in," right? And this is no lie. All three, every time I said it, they did this to me. When I said you got to stick it in, right? They did like this. They looked at me, and I find it funny because I felt like, damn, am I looked at as a pervert because I said it, or do I got to figure out Marcus phrasing? You're right. Do I got to figure out a different way to say this thing without feeling funny? You feel what I'm saying? Because I said the right thing, but our and I want your opinion about this, and here's what I want to about. Our lives are so dominated by, and it's not on purpose, and I know we all have full lives, but our lives are so dominated by social media, the jokes, the seriousness, and all that, right? For me to say, no, you got to stick it in, or you got to slide it in, or you got to put it in there, right? Because I've said that those versions many times, right? The question is, am I being unrealistic when I feel funny by saying it? Weird funny I'm talking about.
Yeah, I mean, the American vernacular, man, has changed in a way, over the last, I would say 50 years, man, to where we're just, it's a very vulgar language, man. It is. There's double entendres, weaved throughout our conversations each and every day. It didn't used to be like that. If you take into account like the old cowboy days. I mean, y'all watch the series Deadwood or whatever. The way they spoke in Deadwood, that was the way people on the frontier spoke. Even non-educated people, they all spoke like that.
Yeah.
And over the years, over the decades or whatever, our common everyday language became more vulgar. I mean, and not vulgar in a sexual sense, man, but just rudimentary. But I would just advise you to say next time, man. It goes into the machine, man.
I appreciate you telling me because that is a good way of putting it. Or the regular way. The regular.
Yeah.
But then look, you say that enough, it's like, wait a minute. What do you mean by regular? No, I'm just fucking around. Damon, what you think?
I don't know. Maybe she was just being tongue in cheek, man, with how she responded.
No, I understood that. I'm just saying, should I feel? Am I being exaggerated in feeling weird by saying that? You understand what I'm saying? As far as the pause culture. You know what I mean? Like, Cameron and Mace and all these different Dame Dash and all, where these cats from Harlem started off with a little joke. That was a joke back in the day. Now all of a sudden, because of social media, it blew up. Now everybody's on it.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's on it.
Pause and air quotes, no homo and all that stuff.
Yeah, all of that.
Yeah.
No Diddy. all of
Yeah,
that.
but
Man, no Diddy funny as hell, man.
what people
Especially
fail,
when it's appropriate.
what people fail to realize is the fact that like during the course of the conversation, man, ain't nobody looking for that. Nobody's looking for that. So in your case, in your case, Keith, these 3 times, were you sweating? Were you hunched over? Were you in a trench coat? You
No,
know,
no.
did you have that sweat on your top lip? Like, yeah, stick. You know what I mean?
No,
It was
but okay, go ahead, Jaquan. I'm listening.
no. It's like it's we
You're a
got it.
fool, man.
This is communication. I mean, and there's no telling how many times each one of those young ladies was hit on through the course of the day before you got there. Okay, yeah, I get it, but we got to deal with each other, case by case, man. You look like somebody's pop.
No, Mister or Sir.
Yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I'm saying? Even though I know you was trying to throw a little, you killed me. You know what I'm saying?
That's it. Hey,
Because
Uncle, what do you mean by that?
Unk. No, it's
yeah,
Unk. I don't
What
mind
do you
Unk.
mean by that, Unc?
I don't mind
That
Unk.
kind of shit. Honestly,
No,
man,
no,
my
no.
opinion on that.
Unk is a sign of respect. You feel what I'm saying? To
No,
me,
I would beg to
the way
differ.
I see it. No, tell me why. Why you
Because,
beg to differ?
why? Because this was years ago, but one time this I was in the gym working out in the weight room. This young cat walked up in there and said, "Hey, Unc, man, I need you to come out here and make the teams even, man."
Say, look, that was your ego.
And I said,
That was your ego.
and it was
but
a legitimate response. I'm
but
like,
he
who you
but
calling Unc, man?
he's seen you as an authority figure, man, who can come in
Yeah,
and settle this dispute.
yeah.
He saw me as
Yes, sir.
a authority figure to come out and make the goddamn teams even, bro.
Yeah.
Okay. But I'm saying, what's wrong with now? Look, I'm not
So in response to
caping.
that,
No,
Keith, I had to go out there and
hold.
damn near I had to go out there and damn near kill myself. Just let him know.
did,
Look. Hey,
Who
Damon,
you calling Unc?
did you done?
Damon, you proved your point though, didn't you?
Yeah, goddamn right.
But see, that's more of I don't mind. You want to know why? Because when the three of us said Unc or Uncle, right? That was respect, and that's how I see it. You know what I'm saying? Just like from Philly, old head. Old head is a sign of respect.
Mhm.
Now, if you're on that kind of time where you taking supplements and shit, and you going to gym 2 times a day, 5 days a week, and you know what I mean, you got a little 25-year-old girl, you gonna take offense to that. Like, what you mean?
I wouldn't. I don't take offense to it, man. I really don't,
No,
man.
hell no.
It's for me, man.
Hell, at the time,
People come to me for things, man. People I don't know. And it's because of the gray hair. It's because of the way I carry
No,
myself,
no,
man.
no.
You know how many?
but at the time, sport, I was 32 years old. I was still in my 33. I was still in my prime, man.
Mm,
Oh,
I get it.
okay.
I get it.
Look, I was getting ready to put this on the screen, but go ahead and read it, Jaquar, because it's directed to.
You gotta put it up, bro.
Oh, you don't see it? Okay,
Uh-uh.
my fault.
One time you tried to play full court at the gym, and you ended up cussing everyone, calling them all kinds of names. Oh yeah, yeah. Because
Look,
that's just me.
a smoker, and then the way you grew up, we talk shit. Back at the crib, we talk shit, and that added fuel to our game.
Yeah, that's just me. I'm a hostile person. I'm a hostile person. But that particular time, though, it was just a little short motherfucker, about 5'5" or whatever. You know, standing next to. I've been running the whole game. I'd have been in the gym for an hour
Yeah.
already. I just decided to go play ball for a fuck, off on a whim, and she was with, she was there too. And I'm like, well, shit, she ain't really see me play and get down. So I'm gonna go play. Get out there, and this little dude, I'm out there hustling, grabbing rebounds, taking a shot every once in a while. I'm an old man. I'm a smoker. I got winded. So I'm in at half court. And this little young dude, about 5'5", 5'7", something like that, standing next to me talking about, man, I wish everybody would, run down court and all that shit. And I'm like, man, fuck you, nigga. What the fuck is you talking about?
Yeah, you
Oh,
caught it the N word, bro.
You
I
hit him with
did.
the N word. Wow.
I did. Fuck it.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, because right there, man, shit, I still had enough air in my lungs where I could knock a motherfucker out. And you standing around, man,
You would knock him out, bro.
I knock you the fuck out, man. You and whoever with you, I beat the shit out of both of y'all.
Look at you. Look at you. Look. Everybody, this is the hostile 17 to 25 Jaquari right here. See, this is what I'm
It's
saying.
not hostile. It's not
Look,
hostile.
Look. You thinking about it now. You thinking about it now. And look, if your energy was a pot of grease, it would be like bloop, 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 bloop. You know that shit is hot.
I'm a good dude,
Then
man.
drop some chicken into it. No,
I'm a good.
I understand you.
You know what I mean, man.
He mustered up the old spoke.
Yeah,
You was probably tired, and know that you put in a good run, and he coming with that bullshit.
Look. Right before, hey, Fluke. Right before the motherfucker said that shit, right? Jaquari said, "Shit, this was a hell of a day."
I'm all right. I'm all right. Yeah, like I ain't dunking or nothing like that. But my wife's here. My wife's here. I'm hustling.
Yeah.
I told her I wasn't no. Back in school, I wasn't no star on the court or whatever. But I was a workhorse. I did my job. I'm running a court, grabbing rebounds, taking a shot, like I said, every once in a while. And I'm showing her I did everything I said I did back in the day.
Yeah.
But then this little jackass wanna, run his mouth.
What it was? If he was
you know what I'd have told him spoke. You know what I'd have told him spoke. Dude, are you serious? And you won for 15, man. That's why I stopped running down the court, bro.
No, but you know what it is? Honestly, it has a lot to do with the fact that you 6'8" and he's 5'5".
Mm-hmm.
That's all it is. Yeah. Hey, look.
But to get back to what
last word, man. Last word. Hey, Damon, go ahead. Your last word, and Jaquari, then we're gonna move to the next subject because we had some good ones, man. But go ahead, Damon.
To get back to the point you was making about being in the drive-through and stuff like that, I look at me, man, how I am and the age I am. I don't got time for all that, bro. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'd have probably just ignored the shit, man.
But look, it ain't
bro.
Let me say this. I'm sorry. I'm not blaming the young girl. I'm talking about the feeling that I had. But go ahead, Damon.
Oh, that's something else. No, I'm just playing, bro.
What's wrong with you, motherfucker?
Bro.
Jaquari,
man.
Go ahead.
As it pertains to what y'all saying and how people speak and stuff like that, a lot of shit go over my head, or I just don't pay attention to it, bro.
Yeah.
The thing I think the thing I believe you need to emphasize, man, is the fact that you took time to give a fuck, bro. That's what's important, man. You took time to give a fuck, man. To people who probably usually aren't even considered or wouldn't be considered, for somebody to show respect to. You see something that might have caught them off guard, might have been a little bit embarrassing or whatever. Mm-hmm. And it affected you in a way.
Gotcha.
That's a good thing.
Random thoughts, man. Random thoughts. Eric Harris. Eric said, hell, the first time MF called me Unc, it pissed me off. Hell, I was 56 and the MF was 48. And I didn't I didn't like it, but now I understand. Hey, look, if you know Eric Harris, you know why this is funny. Because Eric took that shit seriously. I'm like, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Eric went after that dude for the rest of the game.
He did. He called him out for the rest of the game. Yeah.
It take a long time to get to Unc though, man. You just don't. I mean, you kind of gotta earn.
That's prestige like a motherfucker, man.
Yeah,
it really is. It really is, man. You know what I mean? Because look, first of all, people been treating me like Unc throughout my whole life. You know what I'm saying? This is why I understand it now. You know how people come to you, old heads, and coming to you like, "Yo, what you think about this?" And da 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 da. You know what I mean? Because they know I'm a good listener, but they understand my energy. Being an ump has a lot to do with great energy. That's how I feel. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
You know. All right, here's a good one. The legacy of Lavar Ball.
The legacy of Lavar Ball. Man, you say what you want to say about his career. You know, when he was playing, I liked his game. You know, but when he retired and it started to guide his son's career. Hey man, I would I think the man is a genius.
Okay.
I believe the man is a genius, man. And not one time, I mean, I'm sure he has, and I may have heard him a couple of times, but during interviews when he would talk about his son's success, he very seldom would talk about his own. He had an agenda with his kids. You know, his years in the league, was good for him, but he found a way to turn it into a family business.
Yeah.
That legacy, man, that he left his sons. He put it in their hands and said, "Okay, I've done everything that I could to establish you in this. So take it and you know make your own name." He made that available to him, man. So people talk about how boisterous he is, and this. Yeah, he's talking about his children. He's supposed to be braggadocious. He's supposed to tell. He's supposed to look Michael Jordan in the eye and say these three here,
Yeah.
these three here, you can't touch them. Period. He's supposed to do that. So that's my opinion on it and his legacy.
Okay. Damon, what you think?
Mine is short and sweet, man. That dude, he challenged the league and he challenged his sons, man. You know what I'm saying? And he turned out to be right. He had a plan. You know what I'm saying? It was a lifelong thing with him and his sons. He raised them to be a certain way. He challenged them, and it worked out.
Okay. Okay. Hey, Chad, we're speaking on the LeVar Ball. I call it LeVar Ball legacy, right? Because you got to understand what, uh, 6 years ago, maybe, give or take, 6 years ago, when this man came on, because his oldest son, was great. As a high school player, he was great. He did everything. 6'7" point guard, defense, could score, could do all these different things. And what he ended up doing, because he had three sons, he parlayed it. He parlayed it. Now, my problem was, and has nothing to do with Charles Barkley, but it has to do with Charles Barkley. Charles Barkley was his greatest critic because this man was braggadocious about his sons. What man, no matter what color or community you come from, if you're proud about your son, what man would not brag on their sons and exaggerate with it if need be? But what do we see? TNT. Oh, he's that he he he's just a dummy. He just I don't know exactly what this dude said, but my point is to like Charles Barkley is a company man. Nothing against him, but he will cape for the people who paying him millions now. And he did that to LeVar Ball. Now, did LeVar Ball had no finesse in what he did, but it was about his sons. You feel what I'm saying? It's like, all right, I'm gonna bring our community, the color into it. How many black men did you see do that for their sons who had the platform?
Mm-hmm. Deion Sanders he took a page from his book.
He followed behind LeVar Ball
Absolutely.
because he did not do that because he was low key. And Jaquar, you know how I feel about Prime because Prime is a little corny to me when he be on that star-studded stuff, but the foundation of the man,
Mm-hmm.
great human being, great father, right? But he took a cue from LeVar Ball because he started speaking up for his sons.
You have to, man.
He
Have
started
to.
speaking up for
Well,
them publicly because he had that platform,
I'm
right?
gonna tell you, man. I'm gonna be honest with you. Prime on a whole other level, bro.
No, 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 hold on. Before we move to Prime, we're gonna stay on LeVar, and that's a good point, Damon. But let me just say this: Jaquari made a good point, and Nikki, that's true. Venus and Serena's dad
Absolutely.
Yep.
did his thing for him,
Absolutely.
and guess where LeVar got it from? Venus and Serena's dad.
Yep.
You feel what I'm saying?
He
And
said
and see,
put him on the court.
put
Yeah,
him on the
sure.
court and would not take no shorts for his daughters. Just like LeBron did not take no shorts. Now, it was exaggerated. My son is the best man on this Lakers team. No, he's not,
Mhm.
brother, but he does have talent. But see, if you know basketball, you understood where he was coming from.
He knows basketball and he knows his children's hearts.
And
That's why he
then,
said that they are the best.
and now here's the crazy thing. Why I even brought it up? Here's the crazy thing. Look what they're doing now. Lonzo finally got over his injuries and if he don't get injured anymore, he's going to be a very capable professional point guard, period. Because he goes hard, he does his thing. His youngest son is doing his thing. He's a star at Charlotte, right? LaMelo would have been a good pro. They would have been historical. But guess what? He had money in his pocket, but he chose to steal in China. That's that young shit. That immature young shit.
But is he making money though, P?
No. Hold on. I'm gonna let you speak on this. But I'm saying the mistake he made. I'm not excusing the mistake because you got money in your pocket to pay for the glasses, right? In China. But what do? Trying to impress your teammates.
Oh, you
Because
talking
that's
about?
what the fuck he did.
Okay, yeah. Well, yeah.
That young shit.
He was a child. Yeah, that was stupid.
He
That
was
was
a
stupid.
child.
That was stupid.
But guess what? Had he, because he was gonna stay, he was a great high school basketball player, right? He was gonna stay all 4 years at UCLA because he didn't have the ability to leave early. But he would have been on somebody's bench in the NBA because he could shoot. But that little mistake that he made cost him. You know what I'm saying? But guess what? The Suns are he got two in the league and he got one that got the hitting in the charts. That old cunt, that old the it is what it is. Young the song that he got in the clubs right now. I don't
Yeah.
know it, but I know that people love it. Know what I mean?
They rapping it they rapping it in the locker rooms
Yep.
on pro level. For that.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So that's good, man. You know, but LeVar, this bring it in a nutshell again, man. Bring it around. I want y'all both in chat. Tell me what y'all think. But in a nutshell, was LeVar Ball right in how he did it?
I think he was right. As is no disrespect, as clumsy and as unsophisticated as it seemed, I think he achieved his goal.
I think that he made his sons relevant, man, and gave them time to develop themselves. You know what I'm saying? And he kept them relevant, man. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? That's why he was talking stuff about Jordan and all them people. Come on, man. We know what the real. Everybody who got sense know what the real deal is. But when he showed up on the scene and he started talking that way, he kept them in the spotlight, man. He kept the attention on them. You know what I'm saying?
Good.
And the main thing that I was impressed with is he allowed them to to come up to the challenge of it.
Yeah. Hey, look,
You know?
think about it though. Whether or not the shoes, and this is up for debate, whether or not the shoes were for shit, he invented a sneaker company just off of his salesmanship.
Mm-hmm.
You feel what I'm saying? Like, why ain't we celebrating this? Whether or not you don't like the fact his delivery, that's what it is. But how dare we question somebody's delivery?
The song is called Tweaker.
Tweaker? Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
and is let me see, Lil Angelo.
Yep, yep,
That's the one.
yep. That's him.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you
Thank you, thank,
understand? You
thank,
understand what I'm saying to you? Like,
thank you, honey. I appreciate it.
and that's my thing, right?
Go ahead, sister girl.
Yeah,
She she
supportive.
did the homework.
That's Jaquar's producer. You know what I mean? Where he at? But
I've been trying to get it in management, man, so I can get back on what's on.
that's it.
Yeah.
That's it. Um, but the thing about it is like, okay, but see, that's what I'm saying. It's like celebrate the accomplishment instead of like I said, me personally, and this is not because single moms have raised great men. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? Before I say this, Charles Barkley attacks strong fathers because he doesn't know, and this is something, this is not against Charles Barkley. I like Charles Barkley for who he is, right? But he attacks, he attacked him because he didn't know anything else. So it's
Is,
foreign to him.
is that his
What's your opinion about that, guys?
is that his stick? Is that Charles's stick? Or is that his true feelings? That's the one thing about the media period, man.
He
That
don't know. He don't know. See, think about it. And I see where you're going with it. You may be correct, right? But he doesn't know. How many times have we seen Charles Barkley, and it's not beating him up? How many times we seen him say something crazy like, man, where do you get that from? Then in the next breath, say some shit like pro-black radical, like boom, boom, boom. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
Because he didn't get a chance. He was raised by two beautiful women, his grandma and his mom, who gave him his integrity and his work ethic, right? But
Is that what you were
sometimes,
going with it, boy?
no, this is me. It ain't got nothing to do with what Jaquar is going with it.
Because I mean, were you incorporating how he was raised, or was like you said, was it his stick? You know what I'm saying? Was his thing? Was it like
Because when you said stick, that's when I went
yeah,
into further what I was saying.
yeah.
You see what I'm saying? I get that, but he understands but he doesn't understand. You get
So
what I'm
do
saying?
according to question, if it's his stick, do according to question his integrity, man.
See, I'm not gonna question his
Being who
intent
he is.
because see, here's the thing. I can disagree with Charles, but not saying, but at the same time, not saying that he's full of shit. He believes what he can believe what he wants to believe. You feel what I'm saying? That's
I'm
all.
I'm I'm willing to give him show business, man. Just like I was willing to give Shannon Sharp show business, man. I mean, as far as integrity, you know, Shannon Sharp, as far as I was concerned, at one point you weren't gonna find a person with more integrity than Shannon Sharp. You know, he was, you know, he was a role model, you know, for black men. Charles Barkley was a role model for black men, you know, but they're at work.
I
And,
get
and
it.
when I said stick, I mean, you know, it's depending on the conversation, you know, in regards to this podcast, there's certain things that we are going to air quotes go off the rails on. I might say something, man, that you know might offend you, or might make you think that I was some kind of conservative Republican. Doesn't necessarily mean that's how I feel that, or that's who I am. You know, we say
I get
things. We say things in media, man, to further the platform, to further the conversation.
it.
You
Yeah,
know, I'm trying to, I'm, you know, I want to give them the benefit of the doubt until I have a personal conversation with them. You know what I mean?
I get it.
Here's where they lost me, man. Here's where they lost me. When you sit up there and you're talking about a particular athlete and you're critiquing his game, and then you bring his manhood into the situation, it's like that's a bridge too far for me, man.
I got you.
That's a bridge too far for me. So when cats cross that line, then they are who they are, be it for the bad,
Yeah, yeah.
you know what I'm saying, or it's just hating involved in it. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you are a veteran like Charles Barkley, hate shouldn't factor in. You know what I'm saying? Because there are a lot of guys trying to get up to his level. You know what I'm saying? And he knows how to get there, and he was consistent for a long time with that. But when you start talking about a cat's character and if they man enough and
Yeah.
they this and they that, and you talking about their character and their manhood, you know what I'm saying? How you gonna judge a man's character playing the sport? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Well, he don't have no heart. You know what I'm saying? Okay, on the basketball court, you might feel that way because your game is elevated to a certain level. But on the streets, man to man, knuckle to knuckle, you can't make that claim.
I get it.
You have no idea.
I get it.
You have no idea. So that's when that's when they start crossing those type of lines, it's like, man, you don't even know that. You don't even know that man. He might go in your
You
mouth.
don't know him at all. No.
He might go in your mouth. He might be the most dangerous person you will ever encounter in your life. But you want to critique this man's manhood by how he play a game. That's
Yeah.
crazy as hell to me.
Yeah. Okay, before we go into the next subject, I definitely, and it just popped into my mind because this has always bothered me, and not trying to preference you to influence you a certain way, but this always bothered me. When it comes to sports commentators, right? And here's my question. Do you think when it comes to what an athlete achieves, does that coincide with how much they're being paid? Now, before you answer, I'm going to give you why I even asked this question. I've never understood how people who don't have not a freaking bearing on how much a man or woman gets paid always bring up when they fall short, always bring up, well, he's getting paid $20 million or she's getting paid $10 million and she's not coming through or he's not coming through. What the flying fig does the money have to do with that person? I'm going to go with you, Damon, unless you're not ready yet.
Oh, I can answer that question all day
Okay,
because
go ahead. Go ahead.
in the normal person's life, the lay person,
No, hold on. Should answer this one first. Should, and then you can branch off. Should we even consider how much somebody's getting paid when we consider their play, how they contributing to a championship?
we shouldn't consider it because it's none of our business. You know what I'm saying? But when all this stuff is put on display and they're saying, "Oh, this guy's getting paid this amount of money, and we have this certain aspects, and they don't meet the expectation," then people they're gonna have an opinion about it, man. That's just human nature.
Okay.
That's just human nature. So in that aspect, people are going to speak on something and they be like, "Why is he getting paid all this money?" See, to me, NBA and NFL is different. You know what I'm saying? Most of the guys that are getting paid big money, they earn that shit. You know
Yeah,
what
I
I'm
get
saying?
it. Yeah, I'm
They
with you with
earn
that.
that shit. They staples. They earned it. They built it, and they earned it. As opposed to when you look at NFL quarterbacks, come on, man. Most of them cats don't deserve that money.
But,
But that's what the market
Damon,
dictates.
Damon, let me stop you right there. You say they don't deserve that money. Why don't you think they deserve that money? It don't make, because what I was saying before, it don't make a difference to me how much somebody get paid. Is what they're doing.
Yeah,
The
but most of the time, more often than not, they wind up being boss, man.
Okay, but why do you feel? Why do you bring and this is not saying you wrong, but why do you bring the money into the situation when they're underachieving, so to speak? You feel what I'm saying?
Because it's put out there. You know what I'm saying? Why do you even speak on what the person's getting paid?
I wouldn't.
Why even speak on that? You know what I'm saying? You just did to be entertained by watching somebody on the basketball
Good
court or
point.
the football field or whatever. You just watching that person. Why even speak on what they're being paid?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Once you factor in what they're being paid, then human nature dictates that, damn, he not worth that.
You did it again, dog. You did it again. None of them worth that. Not in my eyes. What do you mean by they not worth that? That's what I'm saying. No, and I'm not saying you're wrong. I just want you to tell me this go in depth to why
Well,
you feel that way. That's all.
what you said, none of them worth that.
No,
But
that's
I'm
what you
saying
just
what the
said. You just said he's not worth that. Now I
I'm
just want you
saying
to speak on that.
I'm saying if they get the bag and then they become a bust, they're not worth it.
They
They're not
going
earning the
to.
money.
They're going to. You want to know why they're going to? Because if you into a professional sport, basketball, baseball, football, whatever, right? If you into that professional sport to get the bag, to get your money, to get your family out of poverty, right? What's going to happen? What's going to happen once you sign it? Because we've seen it. The three of us seen it in every sport. What's going to happen when you sign that money and it's all guaranteed? Your energy, your aggressive and your monster energy is going to go away because what do? You achieved your goal. Is that fair to
Okay.
say?
Yeah, but you're getting off into the nuances of it. I'm speaking in terms of, okay, the bag is presented. Oh, this is a contract signed. I'm critiquing their play their play, and I'm saying whether or not they stop working as hard or whatever, that doesn't make a difference to me. I'm saying,
Okay.
okay, this is what the market dictates, and you're not producing to like half that level, then I can critique and I can make a comment. I can have an opinion about it.
No,
I can have an opinion
that's
about it
what I'm saying to you is why do we always bring in how much this person is making instead of
because
saying
because
he's thinking the place up, period.
because it's put out there
But
for people to.
But I don't believe in pocket watching somebody unless I'm actually paying them. That's all. And see, you think that I'm debating your fact. No, I'm saying to you is like we are, because I feel that way too, and I wonder why I feel that way. Because legitimately, I don't care how much somebody make. I care that they not bums for my squad. You understand what I'm saying? And you getting all this precious time when there's somebody behind you that's going to succeed. That's all. I
So
understand the business aspect. I get that.
so nobody should be able to speak on it. Is what you're saying?
I'm not saying that, bro. I'm just speaking on the situation. That's why I formed the question the way I did. Like, why do we always bring it into play? You see what I'm saying? It has nothing to do with how you feel, because you feel how you feel. And in a lot of ways I agree, but what I try to do is exit out how much somebody's getting paid. You see what I'm saying? That's all.
Well, if they're earning their money, they ain't gonna hear shit from me. Plain and simple.
Jaquari, go ahead, man. I know no, but go ahead. What's your opinion about it? Yo, that's a good point, and it's funny as hell at the same time. But go ahead, Jaquari.
I'm not a real. I don't have a real opinion on questioning the amount of money that professional athletes make. When they're going through hard times or whatever, man. I question the whole system. Period. You know what I mean? Because we as a culture, man, we put too much financial emphasis on sports entertainment. We do. You
A
there's
distraction.
yeah, that big a distraction. I mean, why we don't pay teachers, baseline $100,000. You know,
Mhm.
that would encourage young fresh minds to get into the teaching industry, man, and from 100,000 up, just starting out, where they can pay their loans.
Mhm.
That shit would be phenomenal, man. So I don't have like guys doing guys doing bad. Then that's a slump. Everybody gets into a slump. I don't know if you guys watch tennis or anything but my wife got me watching tennis. But from time to time, when top players are playing against each other, and one is doing bad, you'll hear a commentator mention the yips, yips, yips. Now, honey, if you're still watching, please correct me if I'm wrong. But in tennis, having the yips is being in the slump,
Okay.
being in the slump, and at no time, have I heard anybody talk about the amount of money they were paid. They simply said that this particular player is in a slump. What does he or she need to do to concentrate on to get themselves past this bullshit that they're in right now? You know what I mean?
Okay.
I would
Yeah.
appreciate it a lot more if football and basketball commentators use the same frame of thought. What does he got to do in the gym, to get himself together? Because after achieving the goal of being in the league, man, becoming a professional athlete, to be criticized about the money because of your play, that's deflating, man. That's deflating.
Gotcha.
And as I said before, man, trauma, trauma's not motivation. It's not
Well,
motivation, man.
I don't know if I'm answering the question right or whatever, but if you using the analogy, if a teacher was making $100,000 a day and she ain't passing no damn body or graduating nobody, that's a problem. That's a problem. And I'm like, and to me, man, you're not earning that shit, man. You not graduating nobody.
So
So that's why the lay person chimes in on the money aspects of it. You getting paid. You getting paid money to make a difference, and you're not.
But that's entertainment too. You talking about something that's essential to our children. Then you're talking about what's entertainment.
Well, I just used that example because it was thrown out there. But
yeah,
hell, if I'm a fanatic fanatic, if I'm not, and they say, hey man, we're gonna win 5 more games than last year because this man came to our team and we paying him this amount of money, and then we done lost more games than we did the previous year. I'm gonna speak on it. Man, we paying this dude all this money and he ain't.
Don't it sound like they created the actual team is creating a damn scapegoat automatically?
Absolutely, you can look at it that way. Absolutely.
Oh, on the screen, kid.
If we don't meet our goal, yeah, we got to blame some damn but
on the screen.
Why not the one who's making the most money?
On the screen, my wife Kia brought up the point, which is a good question, and I want you guys to answer this. Real quick, should the salaries of professional athletes be kept private? What do you think about that, Damon?
Personally, I think so. Personally, I think so because it's nobody's business. I mean, whether you're gaining from it, you know what I'm saying, in terms of how it affects your life, other than being a fan. You know what I'm saying? You can have the opinion that, man, this dude getting paid all that money and he's a bum. You could come to that conclusion, but by the same token, if you look at federal workers and state workers and all, their salaries are public knowledge.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? Their salaries are public knowledge, and every time there's an election going on, whatever, what do these suckers do? Man, they making all that money. We have to try to figure out how to justify it. And that's what basketball is. Okay, I'm watching this guy get paid all this money. He has to justify to me why he's making it if he's not. And it's just an opinion.
Yeah. I mean, look, you think about it, it's made public because our taxes go to these folks making the money, but professional sports is all private. I'm not saying it actually will be a benefit to us if it was private or public. Like I said, y'all heard me earlier, I don't care. It's just how you're playing, period. Jaquari, what do you think?
For the layman, man, the reason why our salaries are public is for the sake of fairness.
For the sake of what? I'm sorry.
Fairness. The sake of fairness.
Okay.
Say somebody outside of my district or whatever is working a job or wants to work a job. They can look up my salary to see if whatever they're making is comparable. I get that, but when you get into the millions and billions of dollars of professional athletics or whatever, man, you're talking about using the money as price tags. You're talking about using the money as tools to shame. You know what I mean? The motivations are totally different. So I mean,
Marcus, with the cost of tickets to sporting events, they need to show where their money is going. But you do understand, Marcus, to be honest with you, the arenas are going straight to the owner. That's the owner's personal income. The way that they pay the athletes has to do with endorsements and advertisement, TV content,
advertisement, and all that.
All of that. That's where the athletes are getting paid their money. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know. It's a funny thing. Like, I enjoy watching. First of all, I enjoy participating in it, right? But I also enjoy watching it when it has to do with, and I don't have a problem with people making the money because it's never crosses my mind. I want you to do it. I'm gonna call you a bum, not because you're getting paid $30 million. If I let it leak into my psyche, I'm gonna be like, this motherfucker making $30 million. He putting up 10 points. No, but I don't allow that because I'm gonna look at you as a bum. Like, yo, man, you in a 7 game series and you're supposed to be averaging at least 20 points a game and you average 4. You know what I'm
That's a
saying?
problem.
That is
That's
a
a problem.
problem.
Not to
That is a
mention,
problem.
the incentives like going to the damn Pro Bowl or making the playoffs, and you get
Hmm.
an extra $1 million. Come on,
Hmm.
man. You know what I'm saying? And you out there bull joning? I don't want to hear that, bro. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? I
Yeah.
can't, in my mind as a fan, I can't justify you. I'm like, damn, you get paid all that money, and you, what they call that shit when you taking off games and shit?
Oh, damn. I know exactly what you're talking about. Load managing.
You load managing home games, bro.
But you know what that mean though, Damon? You know what that mean? They falling apart.
I know there's that.
Falling
I
apart.
know that. I know that that's part of it.
Because
But the
we
thing,
ex-athletes, we know what it means to fall apart. Go ahead.
if you making $150 million for a 5 year contract, and then when the season start, your ass talking about, well, I'm going to miss 5 home games. Dude, you getting your money from your home games, the asses in the seats,
Gotcha.
and you low managing them joints, man. So
Yeah.
I can't question the fact that you making $150,000 a year. And I take my son to the game to watch your ass, and you sit on the bench in street clothes. You know what I'm saying? Make that make sense, man.
Yeah.
Make that make sense. So in that aspect, you can question the money they making and whether or not they earning it or not.
Yeah.
You
If you
can.
take it, yeah, if you take your children to the game and they don't show up, yeah, I'd be pissed about that. But then that would make me not want to go. As long as that player's there, I can't depend on him fucking showing up. So I'm not taking my son. You understand what I'm saying? It's like I'm
I'm
not. I
at,
can't do that.
I'm at, I'm on that. I'm that guy at the end of the bitch where they sit talking about, hey man, how come you ain't got your ass at the game, man? You know how much money I paid for these tickets?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I came
Instead
to watch you play.
instead of trying to fight and shit because you done touched the nerve and all that shit.
You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Come on, man. I can't speak on that.
Okay. The last quarter, and I'm kind of hesitant in bringing this up because it's going away from what we were talking about earlier. But like I said, it's I've been surfing social media, and the name of this episode is Random Thoughts. Okay, so the random thought that comes to mind is gatekeeping in Hollywood, right? Which I don't know a lot about, but I have an idea because people bring it up constantly. And Cat Williams made it popular, but it's always been said throughout the years. You feel what I'm saying? It's always been said throughout the years as far as gatekeeping is concerned, right? So let me read. I'm trying to find a definition that'll fit what we're into. First of all, before I read the definition, Jaquari and Damon, tell me what you feel the definition of gatekeeper is.
I feel, man, the definition has changed probably since it was first introduced, into the scape of social media or whatever. Because I mean, to me, I mean, you go on a grand estate, and there's somebody at the gate keeping the gate. You know, the
Okay.
gatekeepers were, tasked with making sure the traffic flowed, making sure the right people got in or whatever. And that's kind of like how the definition came to me at first. But now, it's turned into a bad thing, which we as a society, tend to do. Uh, gatekeepers have become, people who hand pick and and select from the masses, people who they think are worthy of entrance, But for me, that's not how I would I would have defined it earlier or whatever.
Gotcha.
There's gatekeepers everywhere. You know, Hell,
Yeah.
we might be gatekeepers in our personal lives. We might be.
Yeah, that's why I spoke on it as far as Hollywood's concerned, your definition of it. But you gave a pretty good definition from what your point of view. Damon, what about you? Because I have the
My point of
definition.
my point of view, if you're speaking on in terms of Hollywood and gatekeeping, man, that's to me that's sucker shit because you got people trying to dictate what type of that's why we always got butler movies and slave movies instead of historical factual movies, man, that has to do with people that look like us in terms of things that actually happened in the past and being able to uh, be in a position where you can say, hey man, this is really how it happened, and we're not doing this Hollywood thing where uh, 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 we only allowing a certain thing to be seen. You know what I'm saying? Like what's my man name? Fat Joe. He started talking about what he was talking about with the hip hop stuff and all this stuff. And then you got the group that's against him saying, okay, we gatekeep because we're going to tell you where it really comes from. And people have to take responsibility for that. This is where it really happened. This is where it really came from. You know what I'm saying? And we're protecting that. That's gatekeeping to me. We're protecting that. And we're letting people know, and we're letting the world know that this is the true origins of what hip hop is. And it comes from the black community. You know what I'm saying? And that's gatekeeping. And to me, the term gatekeeping means that we are making sure people understand that this is the origin and this is where it comes from, and we're not finna deal with all the other stuff. Who decides who becomes a star or whatever? Cast culture and all that. We're not dealing with that aspects of it. We deal with the historical part of it, and we're going to let the world know this is what it is, and you cannot deviate from that or try to capitalize on it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Or try to capitalize on it. So to me, that's my definition of gatekeeping.
Gotcha. I got you.
You know,
Chat, if you see, if you have an opinion about it, please hit the comments and we'll comment on that. I found what it says is the meaning. This is key. The meaning of cultural gatekeeping, because that's what we see all the time in social media, right? The activity of trying to control who gets particular resources, power, or opportunities, and who does not. We are seeing a decline of cultural gatekeeping, the control over what is deemed worthy exerted by critics and educators and so forth. So, with that definition, if you need me to read it again, I'll read it again. With that definition, Jaquari and Damon, what did your stance change, or does it still remain the same? You want me to read it again?
I didn't articulate it.
Y'all old men, yeah, and
I
y'all
didn't.
short-term memory sucks. But go ahead.
And I'm supposed to be positive behind that shit.
But
Listen,
go ahead, man. Go ahead.
and I didn't articulate it in that detailed fashion, but that's exactly what I'm talking about. Okay. You in control of your own shit. You know what I'm saying? What you create. You in control of it, and you dictate whether or not who's worthy of it. Not worthy of it, because that's not that, but
Yeah.
you let people know that this is what it comes from. And the community gains something from it. You know what I'm saying? We gain something from it. So when you're talking about it in a historical aspect, you can say, well, black people created that. And here are the things that happen. Instead of some clown sitting up here deciding, well, if you ain't, if you don't, if you ain't on the casting couch, you ain't a part of it. You know what I'm saying? Looking for the bullshit personal reasons not to view us, you know what I'm saying, as creators of something. Because if you look at the world, I was looking at this video the other day, and this brother said all African Americans do is complain and bitch and piss and moan, but what have they created? You know what I'm saying? And this is an African guy, and I'm like, dude, what the hell are you talking about? What are you talking about? You got all these different ethnicities, and I'm not casting aspersions on anybody. I'm just simply saying, if it wasn't from 56 to 68, you know what I'm saying? The only reason you hear is because of black people marching for civil rights and all that.
That's a good point.
For civil rights and all that. But all of a sudden, you're going to say black people are lazy, they don't want to work, or they haven't accomplished anything?
That's
You're not here. You're here because of them.
That's conditioning and taking the easier path because you want to be a part of a system that really don't want you there. You know what I'm saying?
As
Because
a matter of fact,
let me put it like this. The reason why I even came up with the gatekeeping, guys. And Jaquari, did you get a chance to answer this question?
No, he didn't get his chance.
Okay, well, Jaquari, go ahead before I say anything. Just go ahead and answer the question.
No, I really hadn't changed my point of view, man.
Okay.
I mean, it's at one point in time, it more than likely had its merits, but through irresponsible stewardship, I'll say, like the gatekeepers from before who just wanted black faces in the environment period, and help people gain access that way. They didn't necessarily teach those tactics to the people who came behind them.
Gotcha.
And the people who came behind them, they took it upon themselves, to add their personal likes and dislikes and to the situation, exactly. and whatever they could whatever they could gain from it. You know what I mean? So I don't see it as historically a bad thing, but it's become a situation that's outlived its usefulness, I think.
Okay, and I get that. I get it. I think why it crossed my mind because I had somebody call me, and this is why I even thought about it because it's a form of gatekeeping. Somebody called me, and he had a guy that he worked under who was a black guy. Well, he's African. He's first generation Nigerian. Family came from Nigeria. And he was born here, whatever, right? And he helped this young man move forward and be promoted. So what ended up happening was he sent him to a white guy, and the white guy, for the sake of talking points, low-key criticized the young man, right? But really and truly had no problem with him. It's just a simple fact just to have something to talk about. So the first generation American giant Nigerian felt as though he had to cape for the white individual. What do you mean? He has no right to be this way. And he's this, he's that. Straight up dogged this young man out with this guy. Right? So the white guy started the storm and unintentionally started it. Because you know how some bosses just want to find a reason to complain. I think that's like a supervisorial technique that they teach you. If you don't got nothing bad to say, make it up. Right? But it turned into, oh shit. All right, I gotta step in this man's shit. I gotta do this. I gotta blah 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 blah. And disrespected the young man.
Mm-hmm.
And the young man was like, yo, who the fuck do you think you are? And then the kid, the Nigerian guy, I did this for you, I did that in front of people. This should have been a private conversation, but in front of people. You see what I'm saying? And caping. And to me, this is my personal opinion. Wanting to be, it's not about power. Couldn't have been. Because if you really was like that, you would have understood what this guy was doing. Because the young man was productive in making his white counterpart, who was teaching him his version of the business, making him money. So there wasn't no real complaint because the money was coming in. But he ain't had nothing to complain about, so he low-key just made some shit up, right? So this young man was attacked by this guy. And the first thing this guy did was say, I did this for you, I did this, I vouched for you, you make me look bad, and you did. How dare you? What type of mother? And it has nothing to do with your lineage. So I just did it just to humanize this thing. As far as him being first generation American Nigerian. No, it's your character. Your character fucking sucks. How dare you? Somebody who felt akin to you and felt that you know what I'm saying? You understand what I'm saying to you? So that came into mind when it came to gatekeeping. Why I even formed
that was the old head. That was his weakness, man. He was weak in that moment.
I get it.
He was weak in that moment, man, and you know, he suddenly forgot the time spent with the young man,
until he needs him.
Yeah, the time spent observing the young man's work ethic. You know,
it's about your character, man.
Yeah, even if there were places that he could have been more polished at the time when he was speaking to the white guy, you know, he should have spoke up for his man. He should have spoke up for his man.
That's the first thing he should have done.
You know, because I mean, in the white guy's judgment, you know, which is I'm quite sure something that crossed the Nigerian guy's mind too. You know, your endorsement of this young man is a reflection on you.
But
and I get that.
Right.
They were trained to find the negative part, even if it wasn't there.
Yeah, and I get that, you know, but nobody goes into. Well, I'm not gonna say nobody. That's too general. You know, a lot of people generally don't go into a position higher than what they're working at, completely polished.
No doubt.
You know, so could he stand to have his rough edges smooth? Of course he could.
Of course.
You know, but in partnership, we're going to work together to make sure this young man is top notch.
But see, here's the thing. I think mostly the young man was blindsided. That's all. But see, iron sharpens iron. characters are forged into this. You feel me? Now, Kia said, "How does that relate to gatekeeping? Can somebody explain it to her, or was I not clear?"
Was a Nigerian guy, man, afraid, felt like his job was in jeopardy?
No, it wasn't. It wasn't in jeopardy at all. But what he did
Because,
was vouch for
okay, here is the thing that people choose not to accept or understand, man. First of all, everybody wants to have their opinion about African American people, whatever. And they want to claim that they want a handout, or they don't want to work hard and all this stuff. But how many people can you count on one hand that's not a hard worker, man, from the African American community?
that's real. That's
You know what I'm
real.
saying? How many people, man? Just like they say, black men don't take care of their fathers. But then, what, 2, 3 years ago, they had a survey that say black men take care of their kids more than anybody else through surveys, right? But they want to place that stigma on it because it moves people. You know what I'm saying? It moves people, and it allows people to pass judgment, even if there's no validity to it. You know what I'm saying? So as an African American person, where do you decide you want to function with these people without having the attitude that no matter what I do, it's going to always be some type of stigma put in place? You know what I'm saying? And the stigma comes from higher ups. People are in position who make decisions on whether or not you have a job or not. You know what I'm saying? We talk about affirmative action for it, and I'm not going to be long with it, but we talk about affirmative action. And we put unqualified people in these positions. Bullshit, that's not the case. It's qualified people getting a fair chance. But where is the statistics on those people who are more than qualified who lose jobs and shit? And then they come to the conclusion that, oh, well, this is how things is, and I'll pick myself up from it. And I'll move and I'll try to move and shake somewhere else because this situation was cut off from me. You know what I'm saying? It was cut off from me. That actually happens every day in a real situation. But then you got clowns sitting around talking about, well, what about reverse or racism? And it's like, really? Really? I just trained a guy who is less qualified for me to be my boss. That happens more than not.
Yeah.
But what is put out there? Reverse racism. For God's sakes, they trying to put in place in schools that slavery didn't exist because we don't want to traumatize our kids. You know what I'm saying? How pitiful or pathetic is that? How pitiful and pathetic is being in a position where you can learn not to be an asshole. You can learn not to be as, you know what I'm saying, as diabolical as your ancestors were. But you simply want to change the school systems so they don't feel guilty about it. But here we are sitting up here thinking about, okay, we had to find another avenue. No, at some point, you got to take a stand on some shit, and it's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? Don't talk to me about reverse racism. How could it be that if we don't control anything? That is the dumbest argument a person can make. That's reverse racism, dude. The dude that was looking at me on an equal level is looking at me on an equal level. He's not taking anything away from you. You just can't compete. That's what it is. But because you have a weak backbone or a weak constitution, you want to say, well, this job got taken away from me. But you got a goddamn physical ed degree. And this person's an engineer. And you expect out of what? You expect to get the job because what? Because of your skin color, because you're tribal. And that's the thing that's innate within all of us. Black people and white people need to understand tribalism is a real thing, bro. I'm not going to give your kid more food than I give mine. It's not going to happen. And we need to understand that. And in understanding that, that's when negotiations come into play. I got something that you want, let's negotiate about it to make sure all our kids eat. But see, this country, they choose to look at us as bastardized people. We don't have a home country. We can't even remember our surnames. You know what I'm saying? So what are we? We are those people who, hey, we can decide whatever the hell happened to them because they eating off the teat. And people come to the conclusion they believe this bullshit. And it's like, really? But when it comes to civil rights, white women benefited from it more than us, even though we were beaten and dogs sick on us in the streets. People coming from India and everywhere else benefited from us, and when we walk up in their stores, they're looking at us and don't even give us eye contact.
Okay,
Dude, you
now
wouldn't be here, huh?
I'll let you cook. I'll let you cook. Go ahead
You
and finish.
wouldn't be here if we wasn't for civil rights.
Which is a good point. That's why I let you go. You know what I mean? You veered off into power to the people. And
No,
I'm not making fun of it. Now listen to what I'm saying to you.
I'm just
We
trying
was
to make it
talking,
make sense to me. That's all.
that's what I'm talking about. We was talking about gatekeeping. That's all I was talking about. And Hollywood.
That's
So
part of it. Gatekeeping. Part of it.
Listen. I framed the question around Hollywood because just like you made major points just now. You see what I'm saying? But we could talk about that all day. But Hollywood was a simplified, easy way to really comment on it. You feel what I'm saying?
What did Jamie Foxx say about Oprah? Said, "Hey man, we want you to talk to somebody," and it was this whole big secretive thing. And then she sat him down in front of City Poirier. And what did City Poirier
What do you
tell
say
him?
Oprah said,
Don't
man?
fuck this up.
Hold on.
Huh?
Jamie Foxx said, Oprah said, what, man? I didn't hear you. What you say?
Oprah, when Jamie Foxx won, was in the running for the damn best actor, whatever, right?
Okay.
And he was out there doing this thing or whatever, just being him. And then Oprah pulled him to, and this is words coming out of his mouth. Oprah pulled him to the side and say, "Hey man, you need to be aware of what your situation is." And she took him to see Sidney Poitier, and Sidney Poitier said, "Hey man, you can't fuck this up."
I am Mr. Tibbs.
Boy, you was waiting to do that, wasn't you? You
Had
was
you
waiting to do that.
had you rewind
He
the
took me.
whole shit?
He took me through all that.
No, hold on. I really didn't hear you. But that when I heard Sidney Poitier, that automatically pops in your mind. But go ahead and finish, dog.
But my point is, when it comes to this country, man, it's not about rights and all this. It's about what you can negotiate, bro. What you have to trade, bro. That's what it is.
Gotcha.
And if you ain't got no home country, I'm saying just like when all the Mexican immigrants came across and they was protesting and they were all illegal. They was protesting and nobody got arrested. You know what I'm saying? Because they got a country that you can negotiate with. We as African Americans, we don't. That's why they can take away our history. That's why they can, claim reverse racism and all that stuff because this country and its founding fathers see us as bastardized people. We don't have a mother home. So we can't call Nigeria and say, hey man, or whatever, y'all got all that oil, man. We need to negotiate with this United States government, whatever, to get the things that we want. Do you know? I saw a video today, man, where Gaddafi was trying to give Farrakhan and all them $1 billion, and
Well,
in the
he
United
was always
States,
Gaddafi was always giving Farrakhan money.
right?
So let me
And
ask you this question.
The United States poo-pooed that shit.
Let me ask you this question.
Why?
I get it, but let me ask you this question. How long do we have to be here in order to say that this is us? I understand that we want to be associated with Africa, the different countries in Africa and all this, but how long do we have to be? Because we came, whether it was under enslavement, we came at the almost at the same exact
The
time
inception of this shit, man.
as
Right.
anybody else.
This is how I feel about it, bro. Real talk, man. And I could be wrong. You can disagree with me with all day. For me, when it comes to racism and all that bullshit, that's white people's. That's their business, man. Do you want to be seen that way? You have to make a decision. You have to decide. You know what I'm saying? You the majority. Do you want the nation to see that? Hey, man, the racists prevail. That's you. You have to decide if you want to be seen that way. As opposed to black people, we got to get rid of them Charleston white motherfuckers. We can't do. We got to put you over here, man. We got to put you over here because you're not serving us any purpose.
He's an entertainer. That's all he was, man. That's all I see him, man.
Yeah, but he's an entertainer, man. But he's detrimental to the upliftment of black people. He's
Bro,
because you
no
might find
one
some
man can
clown dude
stop
talking
us to
about,
be that way,
man,
bro.
man, what he said about black women is true. Really? You can look at him and see he ain't had that much experience with black women.
All right, dog.
Real talk. Is he that? Unless he got a bag.
All right, man. We go. We gonna
I'm
leave that
speaking the
alone.
truth. Hey, look here. I'm not mad at the brother because he's getting his paper. But what I'm saying is that why are we listening to him?
I mean, not everybody listen to him.
You know what the brother said about the man, he be on some bullshit, but what he said was right. Hell, goddamn, Joe Blow, dude at Bud Joe speaks some truth sometimes.
I get it. All right, now look, this has been a very fast 2 hours, so we're gonna cut. We're gonna tie it up in a bow quickly. Any last words? We'll start from you, Damon. Quickly, last words from tonight's episode.
I'm trying to get my algorithms up. That's why I brought up brother Charleston White. I'm trying to get my algorithms up. We're trying to get our numbers up. So when he come back at me, I wish he would, bro. I'm gonna give it to him. But last words, bro. Real talk, man. I think it's important, man, that the things that we talked about tonight, man, it's important. You know what I'm saying? We have to get to a point where we all, as African Americans, man, we can come to a consensus about a movement at the same time. At the same time, and we stick to that, and that's what we negotiate from. You know what I'm saying? We negotiate from that. When it's looked like we are divided, that's when we sit back and talk about, well, hey man, Trump got back in office, so the only thing left for me to do is keep my head down. There ain't nowhere to live. You know what I'm saying? There ain't no way to live because our ancestors put us forward more than that. We got betrayed. We got bamboozled. That's what happened. So me, as a father, brother, whatever I am, people see me, I'm like, I gotta see things for what the fuck it really is, bro. And I can't deviate from that. And I have to stand on that and express it. I can't worry about being canceled because my whole life is a cancellation when I walk down the street as a black man. That's what it is.
There ain't no such thing as cancellation, but go ahead, man. Because we ain't making money off this.
There's a lot of people that would beg to differ. Oh, I ain't gonna speak my true heart and my true mind because it might cost me.
I don't give a fuck about that.
That's allowing somebody else to be in control of your destination, bro. Where you trying to go and who you trying to be.
Yeah.
So at some point in time, this last point, at some point in time, we had to come to that conclusion, dude. We got to stand on something and be united in that and negotiate terms, bro.
Gotcha. I got you. Jaquari, last words.
Integrity is a dangerous thing, man. You know, we all strive to be described as a person, with integrity. But at the end of the day, a lot of us aren't willing to take the risks that it takes to be a person of integrity. You know, that's number one. Number two, as as a culture, man, the African American community, we really need to pay attention to our, the high horse, man. We really need to pay attention to that, man. Everybody's got the shit that they're going through. Whether we choose to tune into this platform here, man, and use other people's strife as entertainment, uh, as far as giving a heartfelt opinion on it, man, I think that's something that we need to stop doing. This shit is entertainment. Even when it's true life, real situations that happen or whatever. We can't afford to personalize these situations, man, and put our opinions out about them and have them taken seriously. You know what I mean? Because I'll never walk a mile in Lavar Ball shoes. I'll never stand in that preacher's pulpit. The one who embarrassed that young lady. Those are things that I'll never do. So for me to sit here on this platform and express my opinion on those situations, that's all it is. It's just opinion. You know. We need to live our we need to live our lives, man. Like this is it.
Hold up. Hold up.
That's it.
Well, look. I think my last words of the day is listen when somebody takes the time to talk to you, whether you agree with them or not. When somebody takes the time to talk to you and it's in a respectful tone, whether you agree with them or not, listen to them. And then they will return the favor to you. Because if they don't return the favor to you, then don't mess with them. Where listen to what they need to listen to what you have to say. You understand what I'm saying? Because see, here's the thing. I understand the dynamics of debates. I understand the dynamics of give and take. I understand the dynamics of pointing somebody in the finger and telling them, yo, you this, that, and that. I understand all of that. But you have to take the conscious effort to do one thing. When it's not about a life and death situation, you sit here and like, yo, Damon says it all the time. I'm going to give you the respect to listen to you, but you return the respect. We can agree to disagree. Is what it is. Today's episode was labeled Random Thoughts for a reason. Because they were random as I was going about my day. They came up. And we branched off in different areas as we would, because Damon had random thoughts. Jaquari had random thoughts. That's what the purpose of the episode was today. And it was great discussion. As a matter of fact, that 2 hours blew past. You see what I'm saying? Because me personally, I spent my whole life debating to be right in conversations and debates. To be right. Some people are better skilled in that. To do that, to be able to win, to perceive to be able to win arguments. You feel what I'm saying? Me, what I started doing was I pushed away from it and started like, okay, here's a mutual exchange. I didn't have no goal. It's just a mutual exchange. Because I did not want to waste my time shouting at somebody and still didn't win. Because what determines a winner in the argument? Last thing. What determines a winner in the argument is the one person has to agree agree that the other person is right. How often does that occur? So that made me like, hey, you know what? If I can help it, I'm not going to argue with nobody ever again. Because it's competitive. Arguing is a competitive sport. And I'm not great. Well, look, this is Strong Perspective Podcast. This is the Random Thought episode. Do us a favor, like, share, and subscribe. Okay? Build our numbers up so we can build a following, so we can have mutual ideas. They don't have to be exact ideas, but mutual ideas and communication. We promote conversations with adults. We're here every Friday at 7:30. You're invited to come through. Look for our invitations. And we look for your comments. Please go to our YouTube channel, like, share, and subscribe. Build our numbers up for us, please. We're on the way out. Anything you got to say, guys, before we go?
Peace.
Okay. Sister-in-law, Lori, thank you for showing up. Wifey, Kia, thank you for showing up. My little brother, Marcus, thank you for showing up. Malika, love you, baby. Thank you for showing up. John, thank you for your comments, for showing up for us. We appreciate you. Eric, all love to you, brother. You know how we go way back. Thank you for showing up for me. Auntie, Robin, love you, baby. Thank you for showing up. I already thanked Marcus, honey. You know, I got the honey in the background. Make sure you thank Marcus. I'll thank you again, Marcus. Thank you, brother. This is a Strong Perspective Podcast. Please continue to support us. Please continue to give us love. You have a good night. Enjoy your weekend. Be safe in my area when there's ice and there's snow. Be safe.